Ohayo, konnichiwa, okobanwa, and welcome back to my second Japanese apartment tour. Today is hot. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the vlog. If this is your first time watching and you do enjoy this, consider subscribing below and give me a comment and let me know where you're watching from, because I am responding to everyone. And as always, if you have been here before, welcome back, legends. And as always, I have absolutely loved chatting with each and all of you in the comments below. Now, if you watched my last video, you would know that I got married recently and I'm incredibly happy. This guy right here. And with that comes me moving into a brand new apartment. Well, I wouldn't say brand new, it's older, but it's a new apartment that I'll be living in with my family now. Now, my new apartment is $650 USD. It's a 3-bedroom apartment in one of Fukuoka's most wealthiest areas. Now, we have to be in this area due to our son who attends a school in this area, so we do have to be located here. But for what we got for the money and the deal that we got overall, it's so good. And anyways, with that, it is super hot outside and I want to get back and get into my aircon. Let's go check out this apartment. I'm looking forward to some aircon. Let's go. And welcome to my latest 3-bedroom apartment here in Japan. Now, it's a pretty decent sized Genkan area that we got here. Essentially, we've got all of our shoe storage here. I've got my cupboard of shoes right here, so it's enough storage for me. I don't tend to have like a lot of shoes really, so I've just got my runners and my casual everydays and my sandals for summer. But this is generally all the shoes that I have and will ever need, so it is perfect for me. And then we've got the wife's and kids' shoes up in here. They actually got a pretty decent amount of space here for everything that they need. It's a ton of shoe storage. It's really a good size space we got here. Now, this is just our kind of general little table, I guess. But the cool thing about this is this guy right here. So my wife and I were a big fan of Ghibli, but we're also a big fan of this guy, No Face, in the one of the Ghibli films. So much so that even on my AirPods case, I end up getting this guy. How sick is that? But let me show you how this guy works real quick. So you basically take out your 100 yen coin and then you place it in his little tray, and then he does this. So essentially he lifts up his little plate, scoops it up, drinks it down, and then having a fun way of saving some extra coins. Pretty cool. Now, the biggest comment from my original apartment tour was that when I entered the house, my slippers, I put them on in the Genkan, I think it was, and literally it was the most popular comment, people saying, hey, you shouldn't do that and whatnot. So we're gonna fix that today, guys. My shoes are coming off here, my slippers go on, and then we continue on. Now, as I did mention, this is a 3-bedroom apartment here. We've got the first bedroom here, which is actually my office. Now, I'll leave that one till last, but first door, we're gonna jump in here, is the bathroom. Welcome to the bathroom. It is a little bit snug, but it has everything that you're gonna need. So we've got our washing machine, and we were freaking out just for a solid couple of hours because the guys barely fit in this door, but it wouldn't fit in the hole of where the washing machine needs to go. So guys took another crack at it right at the end of the move and managed to just absolutely smash and snug it in there. So thank you very much to those legends. Now, with these spaces, you do have to be a little bit inventive with your solution. I ended up finding this little magnets, and you know, previous apartment video, how much I love magnet solutions, where it keeps all of our laundry detergent. And then up the top here, I've installed some extendable poles just to hang out towels and whatnot, because as you can kind of see, it's a bit of a tight space in here. So just to hang out, like I've got hangers that I hang up here for when I do the washing, got all the spare hangers and everything we need. But these extension poles are amazing. But this is now my shower room, and I'm gonna go handheld for this one. Essentially, it's a pretty standard box bathroom, but what I did like is that when we did move in, they did a slight renovation to this apartment, but they put this fake tiling in here and on the ground, so it's nice actually. But it's a vibe. All right, let's push on. And then you kind of come into just like the sink area, which again, it's pretty standard. We've got some storage underneath the sink. Yeah, other than that, we've just got a laundry basket down here. And again, more magnet solutions for our toothbrush. It works, but let's push on. And then I've also got some linen storage here so we can keep our towels and whatnot. But again, we'll come back to the office and we'll leave that till last. So stick around to the end. And this is the toilet. Now, again, nothing too special, a lot bigger than my Midori bathroom from the previous apartment tour. You would know that I called it my Midori bathroom, but I put some shelving up here, which is just like extension ones that I pulled from my old apartment here just to be able to add some more storage for bits and pieces that we do need here. And I've got the modern Japanese toilet. If you come into Japan and you're coming here to live, you need one of these. Don't be living in those old peasant toilets. Now, the other cool thing too is it does have its own sink in here, which is great. But get this, you notice there's no handle, and this took me a minute to work out, but you have to put your hand underneath here to turn it on. Don't know why, because your hands get immediately wet and dry. I don't know, it's a bad solution personally. But you've also got some storage here and below. But let's go on to the living room. And then we come in here. Now, this is the living room area and kitchen. So we'll start off in the kitchen. Now, if you didn't know or catch up on the last video that I posted, I talk about the lights and aircon units in Japan. If you haven't seen that, I'll link it above. But essentially, when you move into a new apartment in Japan, you have to bring your own lights. So all of the lights that you see on the roof here, they're straightforward and they just plug in, but you have to bring, most of the time at least, you have to bring your own ceiling lights. And that goes along the same with air conditioners. Now, we're incredibly fortunate that when we moved into this place, it actually came with 3 aircon units, 1 in each of the bedrooms, but unfortunately we don't have one in the living room here, which would be probably the most used one. So yeah, if you are moving to Japan, beware of that one, champion. But we'll come into the kitchen, come have a look. So about 1 year ago when my wife was at her old apartment, this unit here isn't a part of the unit. So this is actually all open. None of this is part of it. So we brought like the fridge and this big unit here, but I paid about $100 for this table, and it has like drawers on the back end here too and some cupboard and storage. But the kitchen itself is great because we now got like a little landing bench here to be able to have a bit more bench space. This is essentially what it came with here, which mind you is actually a pretty decent size, and the sink is enormous. I just wish the sink was half and we had more bench space here personally. But you've got a 3 stove setup here as well. So this is great actually having this. So most of the time in older apartments, like this apartment is a bit older, you have to kind of bring your own kind of portable one at least, and then you kind of place that on top. So this is fantastic that this is all built in. Got like a little fish tray down here as well. And we've had to come up with our own little solutions, like these ones right here that my wife came up with, which these here are to hang all of our essential stuff for cooking, but they're just magnets. So it's fantastic that she's on the magnet game just as I am, but you have to make these little solutions as you have these smaller spaces to work with. But I kind of like the challenge. Ow. Now, as I come off that concussion, we come to behind the kitchen area where we kind of keep our bins, and we decided to lock this door closed and push this table up against here. So then it kind of hides the stuff away with our vacuum machine and that as well. But other than that, we've got a ton of like storage and drawers here. Actually, most of this, all of this stuff, we actually don't even fill up. So we're incredibly fortunate to be able to have this much storage in this apartment. Yeah, other than that, it's a good kitchen. It provides everything that we kind of need to use. Let's push on. And the really interesting thing is when we were looking for extra furniture for this apartment so it worked for us, is I came across this unit here for about $80 or $90. And the crazy thing was it's just at a secondhand store, but we bought this and then got it delivered, and we found out that it's an exact match for this. It's an exact match, and we didn't know until it arrives. Hey, it works. And then you come into the living room area. Now, I love this space. We've made it very, very cozy. Everything that we've done to it so far, and we're still building and creating little solutions, but majority we've kind of got it sorted now. But I put in carpets on the ground too, just so it's a bit more cozy and you're not making as much noise as you clunk around on the wooden floors underneath here. And we actually picked up this couch right here from a secondhand store for $200. And get this, is that each side of this couch is an epic recliner. It's actually a Notori couch, and I found out when I looked at it online, it runs for about, I think it's like $600, $700 or something like that. That's Australian money, by the way. I'm just a bit lazy with my US dollar conversion at the moment. And I'm telling you, it is so comfy. Mate, I'm feeling this. Now, the good thing about this apartment is that it has 2 balconies, and they are decent size as well. But we have 1 balcony here and then another balcony off the bedrooms as well. So the first balcony is a very, very good size, and it gets a lot of nice sun out here too. So perfect to grow some herbs down here, which this one died the other day in a massive storm we had and it got flooded. So I'm pushing them up against here now, but this one is thriving. But as you can see, like this is a huge balcony and way big enough for 2 people to come out here and have a nice little coffee in the morning. Let's get on to the bedrooms. I just realized that someone is gonna absolutely smash me about wearing my slippers outside, but just so you know, is that I gave that thing a solid mop this morning, so it's nice and good out there. So let's treat that like it was the inside and let that one be. But let's move on to bedroom 1 over here, which is our son's bedroom, and we'll take a look. Now this dude lucked out. This room is huge and it stays nice and cool. We're not gonna go through this room heaps because again, I wanna give him his privacy a little bit, but as far as a decent sized bedroom, this is amazing. And it also backs onto the other second balcony, which I'll show you in a moment, but let's move on to our room. Oh my God, it's so hot today and I've had the aircon cooling in there. It's like 34 degrees today. I kind of just want to hang out in there all day, but I've got another aircon unit here. So let's jump in and see the main bedroom. And here we are. So again, this room is probably about the same size as the other one, which is good enough size for us. We're still building it out. We still need to get some side tables and whatnot here. The main thing that I wanted a room size for when we found a place was that we could fit a queen size bed. Now, if you don't know and you are moving to Japan or you're curious about getting an apartment here, is a lot of the rooms are so small that most Japanese sleep on double sized beds at their max. So when I moved here, I wanted to have the same mattress that I had when I was in Australia, which is a koala mattress, which is the most comfiest thing. If you know about it, let me know below because I'm the biggest fan. I've even got koala pillows as well. But the harder thing to find here was finding a queen bed frame. But trying to find just a queen bed frame, mate, I'm telling you, that's probably one of the hardest things I've done here because no one has queen or king size beds. But when it comes to queen bed frames, it's so much rarer. Now this room and the room next to us, the son's room, they're both actually tatami rooms. Like basically what that is tatami mats on the ground. I'm not the biggest fan of tatami mats. So what I ended up finding was some carpet online on Amazon where I bought basically everything for this place. And it fit perfectly for this room, but worked out well and love the way it looks. Now this room does provide good light, amazing light actually, but almost at times too much light. And what comes with that during summer? Heat. So what I end up finding online was some tint, and it's magnetic tint here. So I tinted all of the windows in the apartment myself, and it reduces like the temperature by at least 10 degrees during summer because the sun just beams on here. Definitely works out, but let's check out the last balcony. And this is it. So this balcony here is actually bigger than the other balcony by about 0.5, I would say. It's a bit wider, but it's an awesome place to chill. It's also where we do our laundry because it gets a lot of natural light here as well. But I got this for my wife on Amazon because she really wanted one, and it's pretty comfy. Oh, look at that relaxation. It's a vibe out here. So you can get a little bit of sun here as well and chill out and have your cuppa in the morning. All right, let's get on in and we're gonna show off the office. Let's go. My favorite room of the whole house. Here we go. Let's go in. And welcome to my office. I am stoked with this place. Now, I am still building it out. I've got my desk here, which I love, which is an up desk, of course. And I've always wanted to have an up desk. I'm loving this. And now you'll be wondering maybe too is why I got these lights set up here, and I'll do a quick. Now these lights are for a future project. I'm looking at doing YouTube live and I'm kind of setting up for that space now. It's slowly getting there, but man, I love this desk. But let's go over this couple solutions that I've made for this desk here. So first one's this guy, which is just a clamp essentially that pulls out and rotates for all of my necessary stuff like my hard drives, my controller to my lights or whatever it is. So it's a perfect little solution where you don't want to have drawers on the table. And do mind my cable management. I'm still getting on top of all that stuff. It's slowly getting there, but that's a cool little solution, which I love. And then I have all my necessary stuff like my controllers, and I've also got my Apple TV set up here with my 2 HomePod minis on either side. So I can change HDMIs on this display and then kind of watch TV at will at whatever height. And it's always also got the adjustable arms. So I love this setup. And then you come into my closet. So this room is where I keep all of my clothes personally, and my wife keeps them in the bedroom. But my closet is pretty organized. I'm glad I got some hanging space here because I don't have a lot of stuff, but I can pack it all away. Everything's in one spot, which is nice and pretty. That's the way I like it. Now, as I did mention before, is that we're fortunate that we didn't have to get an aircon unit for this room. So it did come with it, which again is very rare. But other than that, I do have access to the first balcony that we took a look at earlier. And I do have a chest of drawers for extra storage for myself and everything that I do need. Let's jump into this space and I'll tell you a little bit about how much it cost us to move into this apartment. Comfort. Now, as you do know, this apartment was about $650 USD, and that's by the month as well. It's purely just for the rent of this apartment. Now, when moving into apartments in Japan, generally there are a lot of costs and you can end up paying up to about 6 and I've heard 9 months worth of rent just to move into a place. So it can get very, very expensive, very, very fast when moving apartments in Japan. Now, we were very fortunate. It only cost us to move into this apartment 3 months worth of rent, which is about $1,950 to move into this place. That actually came in super cheap, and that may seem expensive to some people, but if you know anything about moving into places in Japan, it can be crazy expensive. But guys, we're gonna close that one out here today. If you do enjoy this, please leave me a comment below. I wanna hear from you and I wanna hear what your thoughts are on this and how does this compare to apartments where you're based from around the world. I'd love to hear it. But guys, thank you so much for joining me today. And as always, ja mata, and I'll see you soon.